Got a quick video on a monopod for you today, and this was sent in via Sunwayfoto. We'll dive straight into it and we'll take a look at what's included. This does come with quite a decent padded case. There is enough space in the case so that you can fit a head on there and it will still go in. Also has a sewn in adjustable shoulder strap. Quick look at some of the other included items. We have a user manual. You do get a stainless steel spike, and do note that that does have an O-ring on it as well. There's a hex key or Allen key and a lens cleaning cloth. They always seem to include those. It's pretty lightweight at 680 grams. It goes up to 172 centimeters. First thing I noticed with this is it's a pretty meaty monopod really in terms of the tube dimensions. Leg sections are carbon fibre and the top part that is made out of anodised aluminium. There is a wrist strap included, and that part of the top that does rotate around fully. It's a much nicer strap than you get on many monopods. It has neoprene padding, and they've also included an adjuster there similar to a camera strap with the buckle which does unclip, gives you a quick release mechanism. They have included a 3/8 inch thread, so you can add on extra items. That's unusual for a monopod. And we've got that thick foam dense padding at the top of the monopod. Makes it more comfortable to hold and gives you a better grip. They've gone with twist locks on this model, and you can see they're very thick, chunky rubber on the outside. If I just unscrew one of those, you can see there's quite a bit of grease on the threads. This is the shim design that they have. It's very typical for monopods on tripods. And that also stops it from twisting around. You notice that the largest section is 36mm, which is pretty thick really. There's not a lot of flex on these sections because they are quite a bit thicker than you'd normally get. Just to unscrew the rubber foot, you can see there that that does have an O-ring on there as well. It just stops a bit of water getting in there. If you replace it with the stainless steel spike, you'll want to turn that with the Allen key just to lock that off. We'll go up to the top of the monopod just to show you that. You can see that we can unscrew that, and we have a reversible thread for this monopod. You can also remove that metal part where the strap is attached if you want to, though it does leave a gap. You just reverse that around and that gives you your 1/4 inch, or you have the option for 3/8. I know some people do mount a camera directly onto a monopod. That is an option for you. The smaller screw next to that, you can use the hex key to lift that up, and that will lock in a head and prevent that from twisting around. Quite a lot of options with this monopod for different heads, but I'll just show you a couple quickly. One of the simplest is the DDY58. Once that's on the top of the monopod, you have a quick release for the Arca style plate that you're using. That might work quite well for you, particularly if you're using an L bracket, or maybe you're not doing a lot of horizontal shooting. They do a different variation of this with a lever lock mechanism. I'm going to show you the EB36 ball head now. This is a specially designed one where they've gone for weight reduction, 36mm ball, so it's a medium sized head. There's an oversized knob for the main ball tightening. And on the side of that is a screw for the friction control. That can be pretty useful, and you'll see at the bottom there for the rotation that has a spring-loaded mechanism, so you can pull that out, twist it around as you wish. Whole concept of this ball head is to reduce the weight, and they've done that in a few different ways, which I'll show you shortly. This is the plate that comes with it, sort of standard square size. It does have a slot, so you could attach that to something if you wanted to. If you look around the head, you can see there's plenty of areas where they've actually cut down on terms of the material, particularly on the top section and around the sides. Removing these extra parts does help to bring the weight down a bit more than you'd think actually. They've also done a special design on the ball, so that is hollowed out. It is quite light at 270 grams. It's typically quite a bit lighter than many ball heads. If I compare it to the ST10X, which I used not that long ago, that's about 200 grams lighter almost, so that's quite significant really. This will do a pretty nice job on a travel tripod as well, not just for monopod use. There are larger models in this range, but this one doesn't have any bubble levels. That's one potential drawback. But I do like the design overall. I think it's a very good compromise between the stability and the overall weight. The company also has some useful additional accessories like this wrench tool, so I will put a link down below for that. That could come in handy. It's quite a useful item to have. I would have put some rubber pads on the top of the platform just to give a bit more grip. I think that would be an improvement. For a 5-section monopod, it's pretty stable really. There's only a very minor amount of flex in those legs. They're clearly going for users that might be doing things like sports or wildlife photography, and that will mean using heavier and larger lenses and cameras. Would be nice to see a few more models in the range, such as a smaller or medium-sized one. A couple of small points that I have mentioned, but in most places they've done a pretty nice job on this. Hope that was useful to you. Do drop a comment below if you've got any questions or thoughts, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.